Chelsea Magnolia, and you are watching the I-70 Hot Tag. Kanpai!
Reach for it. Reach for it. Reach for it. I'm Matt Seidel. This is the I-70 Hot Tag.
This is Shooter Shy Lynn, and you are watching the I-70 Hot Tag.
This is the walking weapon, Josh Alexander, current, reigning, defending Impact World Champion, and you're watching the I-70 Hot Tag.
Yo, this is Hoodie Howlett, and you are watching the I-70 Hot Tag.
What's up, everybody? It is one half of the beautiful people and 7-time women's world champion Angelina Love. And aren't you lucky? You are watching the I-70 Hot Tag.
Hey, I'm Marcus Buff Bagwell, and you are watching the I-70 Hot Tag, baby. Check it out, and remember, no matter what, I'm Buff, and I'm still the stuff. Ha 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 ha!
And now, CR Media presents the I-70 Hot Tag with your host, Chaos Chase, and the real Josh Elliott.
What is going on, everybody? It is your boy, Chase. And I am here for episode 79 of the I-70 Hot Tag with my good friend and my co-host, Josh, the real Josh Elliott. Josh, how are you this evening, sir?
I'm doing great. Unlike Mr. Red James says, I am here. I showed up. Appreciate everybody for tuning in. Tyler Cooley is in the house. Red James. We got a great episode for you guys. Episode 79, man.
Yes, indeed. Gonna have Billy McNeil on the show tonight. Also gonna talk a little Kansas and Missouri wrestling as usual. So appreciate everybody watching us, even Red James, who always assumes that my internet's gonna crash. But guys, if you're watching us on Facebook or YouTube Live, we greatly appreciate it. Also would appreciate it if you would hit the thumbs up button, any type of emoji on Facebook. It lets YouTube and Facebook's algorithm know that you enjoy watching the show, and maybe they might recommend it to other people who might like to watch the show as well. Josh, since you run your own social media and the I-70 hot tags. Why don't you
Mm-hmm.
go ahead and tell everybody where they can find you and the hot tag on social media, sir?
Yeah, man, you can follow me at I'm at the real Josh Elliott on all social media platforms. I'm on Facebook, Twitch, Twitter, TikTok. I say Twitch. I don't ever post on Twitch. I never get on there. So don't worry about following me there. But for all that local independent wrestling content, the I-70 hot tag, as Chase already mentioned, we are live on our Facebook and YouTube page. But we also have an Instagram, we've got a Twitter or an X, and we've got a TikTok page. We are, I think, 100% updated on our clips. So have not been updated for a very long time, but we are 100% up to date on that. So
nice. Did you try out one of those AI things that goes through and is supposed to clip like special moments from the show for you and get them?
No, I skimmed through the whole episode myself. I need to try that out though, because that sounds a lot easier.
Yeah, maybe we should do that. Hell, I'll tell you what, if we had something that did it for converting the shows into the podcast formation, I'd have done that a long time ago. I'd have happily wrote the check for it. Look for the podcast to be updated somewhere in 2025. We'll see. Want to give a special shout out to our main event sponsor, Big Daddy's Donuts. Big Daddy's Donuts with 3 Kansas City Metro locations. You're going to find it in the South Metro. You've got 1 in Belton and 2 in Raymore. Make sure you get there early, guys, because if you wait till about 10:30 in the morning to get your donuts, they're probably going to be sold out. So big shout out to Big Daddy's Donuts. Been a main event sponsor on the I-70 hot tag for well over a year now, right?
The entirety of 2023. So
yes,
it's crazy.
Yes, appreciate those guys. I always want to go in and like shake the big guy's hand, but he's never there anymore.
He doesn't do that anymore. No.
The girls laugh at me every single time I go in there, and I'm like, "Hey, where's the big guy?" And they're like, "Who's this guy?" Check out our episode last week with Dr. Eisen. That you can find on the YouTube video library. Can they find that in the YouTube video library, Josh, or am I talking out of my ass?
You can find that on the YouTube video library. So as are
I wasn't sure if that was the one.
No, all of our previous episodes are there uploaded on our YouTube and on our Facebook page. If you just click that live button, you can go back and watch any episode. So
awesome.
Yes, sir.
All right. Well, Josh, traditionally, I let you introduce our guest. I'm not going to break tradition tonight. I'm going to let you introduce the guest, and we'll go from there, sir. Tell us.
Yes, sir.
Who tonight?
We have a fantastic guest. We have seen him a lot in our local area in the St. Louis market for St. Louis Anarchy. He frequents SICW quite often, been around the block a little ways. Guys, let's introduce our guest tonight, Billy McNeil.
Hi, everybody.
How you doing, sir?
I'm doing pretty good. How's things going with you guys tonight?
Good.
Billy, we appreciate you taking the time to do this. We always like to start off every single interview we do by asking you to tell us and the viewers, who is Billy McNeil?
Yeah, that's a good question. I've been trying to figure that out for like 25 years at this point. Best I could do is if you took Abed from Community and Chandler from Friends and they had a baby who could fight, that's me.
That is two awesome combinations. Love it.
You said 25 years. Is that how long you've been in the business?
It's just over 24 at this point, but working on 25.
Nice. So kind of go back to those days. How did you first break into the business, and kind of where did you get your first start?
About 3 months after I graduated high school, I moved up to the Upper Peninsula of Michigan, which I highly recommend avoiding in the winter. I trained with Mike Shaw, who you guys probably know better as either Norman the Lunatic from WCW or Bastion Booger in WWF. And started training up there. Had my first match like like 3 weeks into training. Me and the guys who trained there, they took me down to this promotion in Wisconsin, and for whatever reason, they decided I could work on their show. But started from there, went there a few times over the next few months. After about 9 months of training, I moved down to St. Louis, got hooked up with Gateway Championship Wrestling, and just been at it ever since.
Fantastic. Billy, kind of talk to us about, what drove you to St. Louis wrestling? Like where'd you get your start in St. Louis wrestling is how I meant to ask that question.
Gotcha. Yeah, I moved to St. Louis when I was about 15. So this is where I moved from when I moved to Michigan. I actually grew up in Minnesota, but I moved down here, and then it weren't a ton of opportunities up in the Michigan area. So I figured, head back home, see what I can find down here. Ended up meeting up with a buddy of mine who I'd known from previous to wrestling, who was working for Gateway Championship Wrestling, and he kind of suggested, hey, maybe come work here, come work at our, come train with us, and see what we can do from there. And it showed up at the next training class they had, and it was off to the races.
Nice. So, kind of sticking on the St. Louis scene, we talked a little bit backstage. We've seen you a lot at St. Louis Anarchy.
Right.
But you've been in the business for a while, so you have worked for them before they were Anarchy. They were LWA, Lethal Wrestling Alliance. I think that's what it was called.
Actually,
talk Anarchy and your start with Matt Jackson.
Sure. Yeah, the first time I ever saw those guys, they were wrestling in a barn under the name WCWF. I'm not sure any of them had any training at that point. But like I said, they're putting on, I guess the equivalent of backyard shows they'd be called, but it was in a barn, not a yard. But anyway, met up with those guys. Some of them came through and started training at Gateway, and just kind of kept in contact with them over the years. Several of them, Matt Jackson, Pierre Abernathy at the time, Gary J, Evan Jalistico, Nightmare Nick Tyson, if you guys remember him, ended up coming through GCW, not Game Changer, just to be clear. I'm talking about the old Gateway Championship Wrestling here in St. Louis. But anyway, just became friendly with those guys. And once the LWA started running shows, I got hooked up with them and started working with them.
Kind of sticking to Anarchy. Anarchy released their dates next year. The first one we noticed is January. Okay. Can we expect to see Billy McNeil wrestle there?
I hope so. I haven't heard anything to the contrary yet, but hopefully I get the old phone call and you'll see me there. I've been having a great time since I came back to Anarchy. As far as I knew, when my first match back last year at the Dingo Invitational, I just thought that was going to be a one-off appearance. And within a few minutes of the end of that match, Matt came up and asked, "Hey, you interested in working some more dates?" And I was like, "Yeah, of course I am. That'd be great. Getting back with some old friends, seeing some of the new guys coming up, getting to work with them. It's been awesome."
Yeah. Kind of off the side here, the great part about the show is it's live, Billy. So we get a lot of comments during it. I don't know about you, man, but the Aztec demon, El Diablo, put together almost a full sentence there in English. It says Bill S. Real. So shout out to the Aztec demon for jumping in the hot tag and saying what's up to Billy tonight.
Hey, I'll count it. Tangled with Diablo a couple of times now, and he's got it. He's good. Keep an eye out for that guy.
Yep. Also, the cool thing about this show is that we allow our viewers to ask questions.
Sure.
Tyler Cooley, who knows you from SICW, he's a huge SICW fan, which I'm sure you're well aware of.
Of course.
He wants to know, who were some of Billy's biggest inspirations?
Let's see. I mean, it's changed so many times over the years, but some of the constants as far as that goes, and if you watch my stuff, this is probably pretty easy to figure out. Tajiri, loved him. That dude's awesome. I've stolen so much from him over the years. Paul London's been one of my favorites ever since I first saw him. Let's see, going back a little bit, I hated him as a kid, but as a wrestler and an adult, Macho Man Randy Savage is unbelievable. I can't get enough of everything he did, the matches, the promos. It was all just so good. Let's see, I'm sure I'm forgetting a bunch here. When I got to be in high school, I watched a lot of Japanese wrestling. Like Great Sasuke a lot. I thought that guy was out of his mind, and continuing to watch him to this day, he's absolutely out of his mind. Taking a lot of inspiration from him. I'm sure you can probably tell I was a big Hardy Boys fan back in the day, and maybe borrowed a few things from them.
So kind of just reversing back to the back end of that question.
Sure.
Got a lot of loaded questions here for you, man.
Great.
Yeah, absolutely. The thing I wanted to follow up with you on is, we talked about your history with, LWA and Anarchy. What are some of your most memorable moments working in Anarchy and LWA for the past 20 years?
Gotcha. Yeah. The one that's probably freshest in my mind is, before I went out of the curtain for that first match back, the Dingo Invitational, I had no idea how that crowd was going to react to me. They were going to sit on their hands or, boo me or whatever. But the reaction that they gave me when I came out, that's going to stick with me forever. I was genuinely touched by that. A lot of the other stuff, forming the Bearded Men of Space Station 11 so many years ago. Me, Gary J, Evan DeLisco was in there, Jordan Lacey. That was just a fun time fighting against the Submission Squad, that particular incarnation of such a team. But just any of the stuff we did together, that was awesome. They kind of gave me free reign as much as they could creatively, and I didn't always necessarily connect with that, but they gave me opportunities, and even if you screw up, you learn something. So I can't thank them enough for that.
Right. Is there a do you prefer working as a heel or a baby face?
Babyface for sure. I'm terrible as a heel. I've tried it a couple of times. It's just so foreign to me. I feel like if I really put my mind and some work into it, I could probably do it, but I'm not good at it.
Yeah. That's crazy. Yeah, because most of the people we ask always say heel. Like, you're one of the first that said babyface. So that's crazy.
Yeah, from what I understand, that's the general opinion. Working as a heel is more fun. You can, basically do whatever you want, but I kind of do that now, and it seems to work out all right.
There you go.
Joe, I'm on a podcast. Sorry.
Look at that. Guest appearance.
Bro, that cat is huge.
That's my cat Jonas. He's currently on painkillers, so he's being a little wacky.
There you go.
But anyway. Sorry about that.
I've got a big black cat, man. He looks about the size of my big black cat.
Got one of those around here too somewhere. It'll probably come in eventually.
So is there a match or a moment in your entire career, not just in the Anarchy, but the whole career that you find memorable, or like maybe a favorite match or something like that in your career that you think back on fondly?
I've got a few of them. My match against Jerry Lynn, which I probably consider to be my best match ever. That was incredible. I mean, I grew up watching that dude from the time he was in Global back in the early 90s to into ECW and beyond. And he couldn't have been cooler. He was awesome to work with. And I would say that stands up as my best match. Let's see. It's going to sound weird, but it was a random three-way match. It was me, Dingo, and Dan Walsh in Cape Girardeau, in probably 2004, 2005. But it was just something about that match, the way we ran it, the way everything came together. It was so much fun. I can't even. I don't know why. It was just everything clicked that night, and it worked out perfect. And sometimes that happens, and it's great.
Billy, we've got somebody in the chat that says, if Billy could wrestle anyone from any era, who would it be?
Ooh, good question. I mean, the aforementioned Tajiri, although I'm sure in my current old and brittle state, one of his kicks would turn me into dust. Paul London, Jeff Hardy would be pretty cool. I mean, obviously it's not possible because the man's deceased. Macho Man, Roddy Piper would be real cool. In terms of currently active and possibly available, I would say, I don't know. That's a good question. I have fun working everybody, honestly. Just getting in the ring is my favorite thing in the world. So,
is there someone like in our local area in Missouri or maybe Illinois that you haven't had a chance to work with that you'd want to step into the ring with, like one of our local indie guys?
Let's see here. I'm trying to think. Hey, buddy. I mean, I've been in the ring with him before, but I wouldn't mind getting in the ring with Jeremy White again. That guy is unbelievably good. Let's see, who else? Again, I've worked him before, but if I could get in the ring with Gary J again, I would love to do that. In terms of, some of the other guys who are around, I think it'd be real fun to work Derek Neal. That guy would probably literally kill me, but it'd be a fun ride. Yeah, but like I said, I have fun anytime I get in the ring, win, lose, draw, whatever. No matter who's across the ring from me, I'm having the time of my life, even if I regret it later.
So our second viewer question says also, where in the world would Billy like to wrestle?
Antarctica. Nobody's ever done it before.
There you go. Raz, the guy that asked those last two questions, he actually lives in Australia.
So, oh, nice.
Yep. Cool to have somebody across the world watching and getting to know who Billy McNeil is. So
that's pretty rad, man.
Let's move over to the Illinois side.
All right.
Even though anarchy is mostly on the Illinois side. But let's talk about SICW. Sure. Herb Simmons, the company's been running for over 50 years. What's it like to work for, a company with such, history and a promoter like Herb Simmons?
It's great, man. Herb's just got a wealth of knowledge and experience, and just getting to be around that and kind of soak that in it's great every single time. I love both of those companies that we've been talking about. They're very different in presentation, as I'm sure anybody who would watch them would notice. SICW's got that kind of old school feel to it and presentation. St. Louis Anarchy's got, the modern indie style to it, and it's different, but they're both great, Yeah, because I don't want to get fired.
No, yeah. I heard that. I wish I didn't hear that, but I just heard that.
I wish I hadn't said it, but here we are.
That's funny. So is there something that you hope fans will remember Billy McNeil about when you finally hang up the boots?
I mean, it's gonna sound kind of cliche, but just that when they think of me, they think every time that I went out there, I gave it everything I had, and they were entertained, and they, laughed or cried or cheered or booed or whatever. Just as long as they got something out of my performance, I'm happy with it. Joe, it's all right.
Good.
He's being very attentive right now. But to my point, it just, as long as they know I'm giving them everything I got every single time, because if I couldn't, I just wouldn't do it anymore. So I plan to until I no longer can.
Billy, we appreciate you taking the time to do this interview. As we start winding it down, I'd like for you to tell us and our viewers what bookings and ventures you got going on over the next few weeks.
Anything with SICW, if they've got a show, I'm going to be there. It's St. Louis Anarchy, like you said, coming up in January. Hoping for that one. Fingers crossed. And, continuing into the future. I don't have any kind of social media or anything like that, so you're just going to have to check the show announcements as they come. But like I said, SICW, it's, they got a show. There's a pretty good chance I'm going to be there.
There you go. Do you typically just stay around the St. Louis, Illinois area, or do you travel outside of that to wrestle? Or I know you wrestled for quite a bit of companies, but
yeah, I mean, at some point I kind of decided if this is not going to be the way I make my living, I just couldn't invest that kind of time into it anymore, and the traveling is incredibly difficult, and just even getting to a point where somebody would like you to travel to their show is a lot of work. And I got my hands full over here, as I'm sure you can see by this really needy cat. There's several more. And, it's just, I like the area. I like the fans. It's nice. It's nice wrestling in a place that feels like home. And that's just how I plan to continue it for the time being. And plus my I don't know that my body could handle that kind of schedule anymore. I did a lot of ill-advised things in my early days. I tried to learn and get smarter from that, but it isn't always the case. So yeah, it's kind of where I'm at.
There you go.
And Billy, where can we buy merchandise? Do you have an online store, or is it just strictly at the tables?
Strictly at the tables, and I also need to make new merchandise. I sold out of my last shirts. I'm kind of a perfectionist when it comes to designing merch and stuff like that, so I'll come up with something that I feel is a great idea, and then I'll continue to tinker with it until I no longer like it, and then I start the process over again with the same result. I'm planning on getting some new ones. I think I got one I like, so should have some new shirts here in the new year. But yeah, catch me at the merch table.
Right on. Well, Billy, we like I said, we greatly appreciate you taking the time to do this. Can't wait to see you at another Anarchy show or SICW. I'm sure you saw the intro. We like to end every interview. We'll put you center screen, turn up the gimmick a little bit and say, "This is Billy McNeil and you're watching the I-70 hot tag."
You got it.
You can start right when you get full screen.
Okay. Hey, everybody, this is Billy McNeil, and you're watching the I-70 Hot Tag Podcast. Hi, Joe.
I'm glad we got an appearance from the cat in that, dude.
He's a real glory hog tonight. I don't know. He's not usually like this.
Billy, we greatly appreciate you taking the time to do this, man. We will definitely.
No problem.
I have already started making travel arrangements for January for Anarchy. Spalding is one of my favorite places in the world.
That place is electric, man. I love it.
I have fallen madly in love with Spalding. So, like I said, already it's only been 3 months since the last time I went to an Anarchy event, and I'm already wanting to go back.
Right on.
Might have been longer than 3 months. What was it, Josh? 5?
It was Mega Ticket, wasn't it?
Was it?
Wasn't Mega Ticket like 2 weeks ago?
No, not Mega Ticket. So, well, I went to Circus Maximus. Sorry, that was my last time. I think Chase may have went to one after that. I think, which was in July. So anyway,
we will definitely see you in January, sir. So
all right, sounds great.
Bye, buddy.
Thanks for having me, guys.
Yep, no problem.
Take care. Have a good night.
All right,
everybody. Billy McNeil. Appreciate Billy taking the time to do that. Guys, as you know, this is the part of the show where we take a 3
minute.
Yeah,
we're gonna play the intro again because we have nothing prepared. So
okay, fantastic. Sounds like a plan. We're gonna take a 3-minute break. We'll come back, guys. Don't go anywhere. We've got some cool stuff to talk to you guys about. We're going to talk about CSW, HCW, New Breed, and a couple other things. And we will be right back. Play it, bitch.
This is Kelsey Magnolia, and you are watching the I-70 Hot Tag. Kanpai.
Reach for it. Reach for it. Reach for it. I'm Matt Seidel. This is the I-70 Hot Tag.
This is Shooter Shy Lynn, and you are watching the I-70 Hot Tag.
This is the walking weapon, Josh Alexander, current, reigning, defending Impact World Champion, and you're watching the I-70 Hot Tag.
Yo, this is Hoodie Howlett, and you are watching the I-70 Hot Tag.
What's up, everybody? It is one half of the beautiful people and 7-time women's world champion Angelina Love. And aren't you lucky? You are watching the I-70 Hot Tag.
Big Daddy's Donuts with 3 Kansas City metro locations. You can't buy happiness, but you can buy donuts, and that's kind of the same thing. I can't wait to sink my teeth into one. Big Daddy's Eat Old Donuts.
Welcome, everybody, back to the I-70 Hot Tag, episode 79 of the I-70 Hot Tag. And if you are just joining with us, we just got done interviewing Billy McNeil right before we took our intermission. Real quick, want to give a huge shout out to our viewers because they didn't disappoint. They brought up 2 of the best 3-minute references in wrestling that you could bring up. Kai says, I got you for 3 minutes of playtime. That was dope. Raz said 3-minute warning. Tyler Cooley, of all people, got the, like, I know wrestling fans that don't get the 3-minute, like the 3-minute reference. And Tyler Cooley comes in and goes, "Did someone say 3 minutes?" God, dope shit, man. So happy.
You know
about
what?
that.
You know what else is dope is our boy Scott Tyler.
Yes,
drinking
absolutely.
a Kool-Aid jammer, watching the I-70 hot tag. Appreciate you, sir.
Clutching a Kool-Aid jammer. Man, I'm fat and I got a big mouth, so a Kool-Aid jammer lasts me 2 sips, and that's it.
Heard that.
I wish I didn't hear that, but I just heard that.
Yep.
All right. So
I want to docket.
Let's talk about this real quick, man. Do you remember that segment? Now, obviously, it wasn't just that one segment. It was like obviously a slew of them. You know, it became a constant thing.
Yeah.
But what was the best one? There's only one answer to this question.
Say it.
The best one was the renewal of the friendship vows between Billy and Chuck.
Yep.
And Bischoff was wearing like the
mask. Yes.
Yeah. There it is. Raz knew the wedding. Yeah. That was the best one.
Oh, that's great.
Hands down. I remember like that was 2002. So what? 14
years ago?
No, I was
or age.
I was 14.
Yeah.
And yeah, dude, I about shit a brick when.
God, that was 21 years ago. God.
Yeah.
We're old.
Oh, this wee shit is, man. Off in your pocket. Yeah, man. I remember watching that and I shit a brick, dude, because I never would have thought it was Bischoff.
He did a great job, man. That was yeah.
I saw our second half was not like real filled, so I was like, fuck it, man. Immediately, that's what I thought of as soon as Tyler put that in the chat, and I was like, yep.
We could spend the entire second half just doing Ready to Rumble quotes if you want to.
We could. The viewership might go down.
Yep. Was it Raz that hated, or was it one of your other viewers? I can't remember who hated that.
No, it's definitely Raz. Like, because we would do it in the Discord, and Raz would literally mute us.
Good.
As soon as we started.
That's why I said that. I figured he was in here, and that's why I had to bring up Ready to Rumble. So, foreign objects. Love it. All right, man. So,
my Slurpee. I think there's something wrong with my Slurpee.
It came out of your ass.
Oh, it does. It smells like a beer sour ass. All right. Let's talk about CSW Bad Moon Rising.
Let's do it, man.
You and I went.
Yep.
Let's talk about it, man. Talk about the experience, the venue.
Yeah. So yeah, this was my first one since one of these on my wall. I think it was Violence Begets Violence. Might have been my last one. It would have been in April or May. It was the one just before the fan fest we went to.
What was the main? Was the main event Jeremy Wyatt versus Ace Steel?
Yes, because I was there for that one. I don't know if I went to one after that though. Was that the one that threw all the chairs in the ring?
Yeah.
Okay, so I was definitely that's the one I was there for. I can't remember if I went to one after that. Anyway, it's been a while, so it was good to get back and get to a CSW event. Venue changed last second. I think it was like 48 hours prior. They found out they had to switch venues. Strider made it happen. They switched to the Olathe, Kansas National Guard Armory. Fans showed up. They were loud, and CSW put on a hell of a show like they always do. Had a couple debuts that had never been there before. Tiger Pants and Lil Evil, Cody Lane, Maggie Lee. Who else? I think everybody else had been there before, but the return of Luigi Primo. Scott Tyler wrestled Campbell Myers in a damn good match. Probably match of the night, but yeah, probably match of the night. I had Kenny and SK as my prediction to be match of the night, but Scott and Campbell tore it down, man.
Yeah,
absolutely tore it down.
The chemistry and bro, like just the selling, like bro, I watched Campbell put his fucking heel in Scott's face.
Yeah.
And like Scott just sold it, dude. And then Scott did that fucking Hurricane Rana and
planted him on his head.
Campbell spiked himself on the top of his head.
Yeah.
Like, dude, it was fucking awesome. Cody Lane and Luke Langley was really good. SK and Kenny was good. But I just feel like Scott's and Campbell's match was just like if you like that fast paced, hard hitting stuff, like that's what it was the whole time for, especially towards the end there where it was just back and forth and yeah. I for real thought he killed Scott a couple of times with how hard he kicked him in the fucking head. I was like,
yeah.
So great, just great stuff. And, it's crazy. We talk so much about, like all the different wrestling promotions in the area and, like all of them have something different, going on. That's what I love, about wrestling. Like, Billy kind of talked about, the different, or kind of didn't talk about it, but he kind of touched on like the differences between SICW, St. Louis Anarchy. Like that is what's cool about wrestling and having so many different promotions is you can like, there is a little bit of different taste for everybody. And what I'm getting at with that is CSW just does a really good job of kind of mixing it a little bit.
Yep.
It's hard
You've
to
got
say.
the fast. No, I get you. You got the fast paced matches. You got the big slugfest. You got the, the technical matches, and they kind of put it all into one event. And it's not one event, every event. Honestly, I mean, there's a little bit of everything pretty much in every event. So, and it's nice. This year they've kind of focused on making sure that they're featuring women more than they did in 2022, and they've pretty much done that almost every event. I don't know about you, man. That was my first time seeing Maggie Lee in person.
It wasn't my first time seeing Maggie Lee. It was my first time seeing Maggie Lee live.
That's what I meant. Yeah. Same. Yeah. I've seen Maggie Lee, on videos, and she's frequents Rugged Pro and Magnum, I believe, and some Chicago promotions, but cool to see her. And Tootie Lynn's phenomenal as well. So them being able to showcase in front of a Kansas City crowd was cool. Both not from the Kansas City area, but able to showcase their talent. So that was a great match. But
absolutely
wanted to talk the two final matches. And Kai is in here. If you ever want to know who I can't pronounce that, Belante Music, Kai is at a CSW event. If Ethan Price is on the card, he's the only one standing up and clapping in the entire arena.
He's not the only one. But
no,
that
but one of the only. Yeah.
Yes, that night he was, because Ethan was going up against Luigi Primo, and anybody that knows, Luigi Primo is really, really popular in Kansas City. Really popular.
Biggest pop of the night by far was Luigi Primo.
Agreed. But as we, as anybody who was there saw, it kind of stunk because unfortunately Luigi wasn't able to wrestle. So what they did instead, Ethan Price thought it would be a good idea to pick on
The guy working the concession stand.
Hold on. It's pronounced Biolante. Okay. Biolante
Noted.
music. I feel like they had to do that with Kai as well.
What was his other name? What was his other
Gears of
Kai. No, that's easy enough. We have Ryu Kai. Yeah, Kook is Ryu Kai. So I mean, it's not.
Whatever.
Anyway, we're getting off the rails here.
Yeah. Eat shit. All right?
So Ethan Price came out and was picking on the guy that was selling pizzas in the concession stand.
Yes. And the guy selling pizzas at the concession stands is kind of a badass. So I mean, like, don't get me wrong, like he's no Ethan Price, but I mean, for some poor kid that was just there to sell pizzas, he did a pretty good job of defending himself. So and then of course Luigi Primo came out a little hurt, you could tell, but he came out there to make sure. And that the pizza guy, not Luigi Primo, the pizza guy at the concession stand, won the match against the big strong boy. So super
America's sweetheart.
Yes, America's sweetheart. Now the last match, man, I'll tell you what, I've had to eat a lot of crow these past couple weeks, guys. Figuratively and literally almost. So Gil Rogers, your new CSW champion.
I'm glad
couldn't do it, or I mean Dak Draper couldn't do it, Ace Steel couldn't do it.
Yeah, I would have if I was a betting man, I would be absolutely broke right now.
Yeah,
because I walked into that building thinking there is absolutely
no
way.
What did I tell you?
That Gil Rogers walks out with the
what
title.
If? I said, but what if?
You did. Put a little bit of doubt, but I was like, "There's no way."
I'm the one admitting right now that I was wrong because I jumped on the old Book of Face and commented on CSW's thing when they announced Gil Rogers versus Jeremy Wyatt. I was like, no. I was like, it needs to be Scott Tyler. I was like, if it's not Scott Tyler, I'm gonna riot. And man,
Gil Rogers.
So
now, which is weird. It's going to be a weird concept now. First, it was very weird to see Gil Rogers actually win matches in Kansas City. That's not something we're accustomed to seeing. But now that he's winning matches, and now we have a babyface CSW champion, something we haven't seen ever because Jeremy Wyatt won. I mean, I guess Dak Draper. I'm sorry, I take that back. Dak Draper was a CSW champion, but Jeremy Wyatt was a DWF champion and never lost that title. And then when they unified it, he won it. So really, Wyatt's been the champion. It's a babyface now, and he's the only champion in CSW now. There's not a second one. It's gonna be weird to see a different heels come up now and challenge Gil. Whether Wyatt gets a rematch at the next event, or we start seeing other wrestlers, maybe like a Luke Langley, or any other heels that have been working CSW, Moonshine Mantell. I know they've got some unfinished business with the Howlets, so but it's just gonna be weird. It's a flip of scenery here, and I'm excited for it, man. 2024 is looking bright for Central States.
Yes,
I say 2024 because if you guys haven't seen the post from CSW from earlier, they had some venue issues again. I guess I'm not sure what it is, but they cannot have a December show because of that. So they've canceled their December 30th or whatever date it was, and they are moving that to 2024, or just canceling it out in general. So unfortunately, that was the last event for CSW this year.
Yes. So moving on from CSW, going a little bit further into Kansas, the state of Kansas, HCW Wreck the Halls.
Wreck the Halls, man.
Yeah.
Yep. We've got 7 announced matches so far. I want to arrange these so we get like the main event last here. We've got 7 announced matches, so we're going to kind of run through this. Heartland Championship Wrestling runs in Wichita and Leavenworth. This show is in Wichita. So let's run through it.
Yes.
This is just the poster, not a match.
Yeah. Duh.
So let's go to the first match. My bad. Club Corpse taking on Ricky Wingrave and Kargar. Wow, man.
I'll tell you what. Kargar being with Ricky Wingrave is going to be the best thing that happened to Kargar. I don't know if you have seen these two together, but it is a hoot.
Yeah.
And it is it is entertaining stuff. So like I said, the best thing that Kargar did was find Ricky Wingrave, because if you've never seen Club Corpse, these guys are fucking weird. Okay, in the nicest possible way I could say it. These motherfuckers are weird. All right. So much so that Simon Balisong, did I say that right? Balisong?
I think so. Balisong, yeah.
Sent us a message one time, and like it made Josh and I scared. So we haven't talked to that dude since.
Yeah.
They're like, just take a look at those two guys. They're fucking weird. So it's not two guys I would want to be in the ring with.
No. Nope. Moving on to the next match, guys. This is gonna be a banger here, man.
Yes.
Logan Knight taking on Calvin Aldridge, man. This is gonna be high paced, fast action, high intensity, and I'm extremely excited, and this makes me want to go to Wichita this weekend.
Yes.
So,
but if we go to Wichita this weekend, I'm gonna want to stay, and you're gonna want to leave. I know you don't want to stay at the bar with me until 2:00 in the morning and then drive back to Kansas City.
I don't mind staying at the bar if I'm staying in the city. But yeah. You know. What do I got going on this week? And I'm checking my calendar right now. My calendar's absolutely empty right now. But that's not to say that there's not going to be something that's not on the calendar that the wife, scheduled for us. So
yes.
Indeed.
Because Josh and his wife are the only two people are the only married couple I know that use a calendar together. But I don't know very many.
I was gonna say.
I'm the only married couple I know that doesn't use a calendar. It's fucking
weird. All right, let's move on. Jingle Bell Brawl, Fatal 4-Way. We've got Chance Garrigan, Jose, Tobias, and a mystery opponent. Who's that mystery opponent, man?
Who's the mystery opponent? I don't know.
You got any guesses? Who's not on this card that's typically at a almost at CSW, HCW event?
Yeah,
would it be a
don't be stupid. Shut up. Billy wouldn't have a regular HCW guy be a mystery opponent in there.
You don't think so?
No. It's gonna be somebody. It's gonna be somebody you've never seen before. I don't know who though.
I like it. Makes it exciting. Here we go. Speaking of exciting, tag team for the KWA tag team titles, the champions Rebel Hearts defending against Illustrious Gold. Interesting.
Yeah, interesting. They couldn't come up with something on their own. They had to, like Bullet Club Gold, Illustrious Gold, or maybe it's Illustrious Gold because Hector wears that stupid gold chain. I don't know, but it just doesn't seem original. and the Empire doesn't do anything original. So
I was gonna say it's not called the Empire. They're illustrious gold. So
yes, well, because the reason why is because our good friends Valencia y Paz,
great friends,
couldn't get the job done against the Rebel Hearts despite their countless attempts to beat the Rebel Hearts and win the KWA tag team titles. They couldn't do it. So now Ray Leon feels like he has to take matters into his own hands, and he's going to team with the new guy, Hector, who Ray doesn't get along with because he's upset that Triple Dicks brought Hector in. So yeah, it's going to be fun to watch old Ray Leon and Hector fumble around and screw this match up and see the Rebel Hearts retain. So
spoiler. Spoiler. And watch Dick Richards say his apologies the entire way as Ray and Hector leave the arena.
Yep.
But I want to take a Dean Houston. Appreciate you joining in, sir. Shailin, maybe. In that
the mystery opponent.
That is crazy because I mean, I'm spoiler. We're not gonna, we don't have a women's match yet that's been announced for HCW. So Stormy just won the Sunflower Championship in that ladder match. So I'm assuming she'll be there to defend, possibly. That could be against Shailin. So. Again, there's only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's only 6 matches announced. Typically, they have 8 on the main show and possibly a pre-show match. So, all right, let's get to the title matches, man. The Independence Championship, who was won last event by Johnny Faith in that 20-man battle royal. Red James is someone who has been on social media calling out Billy Simmons for putting him in multi-man matches. He's said he has not lost a match yet because he hasn't been pinned and he hasn't had a singles match yet. He's got his own show. If you guys haven't noticed, he's got his own podcast now.
That comes on in 3 minutes.
In what?
It comes on in 3 minutes.
Yeah, 2 minutes according to mine. So his podcast starts. So, spoiler.
Well, it was listen, asshole. It was 3 minutes when I said it, and then you were like, "Excuse me," and then when I had to say it the second time, it moved to 2 minutes. Okay, so suck an egg.
Anyway, he was live a couple days ago, and I said, "Is Johnny Faith going to retain the title in his first offense, or is Red James going to continue his losing streak?" And he took offense to that. He hasn't lost, and he took 19 other men, or wrestlers. I'm not sure if they were all men, but 19 other wrestlers. So he should be he was 19-0 in that match until he matched up with Johnny Faith and was eliminated. So he, to himself, the last event, he went 19-1 or 18-1, I guess.
Interesting. That's odd.
Anyway, we'll see if Red can get a victory here, or if old Johnny Faith keeps the title. And in the main event, the Heartland Championship is on the line against Remington Roar, defending against Franco Varga.
Yes. Internationally known Franco Varga coming to hang out and get a shot at the Heartland champion. So Remington Roar. Same thing as I've always said about Remington Roar. Those little marks on his body, like right there by his tattoo of the girl lifting weights in her underwear. Those marks on his body are from like bad shit happening. Franco Varga's body don't look like that.
No,
so
those aren't love taps. Those are
love taps. Like, I mean, it's the same thing I told Aaron Helms. I don't want to sound like a jerk, contrary to what many believe. But there's just they built They built Remington Roar different, man. Like,
Yeah.
it's going to take a whole lot more than you being internationally known to go take that title off of Remington Roar, man. So, good luck. Appreciate you. What do you think the chances are we see an appearance from? Maybe not. Maybe not.
Maybe not.
Maybe you think so?
Possibly. We don't have a Chance Kerrigan on the announced card yet. We don't have an Aaron Helms on the announced card yet. Stormy Renee, Shooter Shylin, a lot of.
We'd have a Chance Kerrigan. He's in the 4-way match.
He is. My bad. My fault. I was more focused on that silhouette than I was who was actually in the match.
Yep.
Anyway, I'm an idiot. So that's HCW this weekend, guys. Wichita, Kansas, wreck the halls. Go get your tickets. Heartland Championship Wrestling. Let's switch gears further into Kansas. We don't go much further than Wichita, Kansas, but I'm surprised we haven't talked
had an opportunity to. We haven't.
Yeah, we really haven't. I mean, we went to a bi-weekly schedule, and then we had a couple schedule changes there for a little bit, so we haven't really talked much about this. But there's a new promotion running in Western Kansas over in the Dodge City, Garden City, Kansas area. If you guys don't know where that's at, not many people do. It's we have a Pepsi location out there. I went to Dodge City once, and literally it's a very populated city once you get there. It's just a lot of nothing until you get there. A lot of rabid, I don't say rabid, but a lot of great wrestling fans in that southwestern Kansas area or southeastern Kansas. Skill, which is operated by our friends Valenci Paz, Angel and Bruisador. They have a new company. It's Southwestern.
Yep.
No, sorry. Southwestern Kansas Independent Lucha Libre. That's what Skill stands for. You can see the graphic there. That's going to be December 16th. I believe that is their first show. So Hector's going to be there. Angel Shea, the Rebel Hearts. Dick Richards is going to be there. And this is all going down on the 16th of December. And this is happening in Garden City, Kansas. 2010 East Shulman Avenue in Garden City, which is about 30 minutes north of Dodge City. So,
hey, right up there where it says Lucha Libre, is that Red James? Oh no, that's not Red James. That's Retro Red.
That is Retro Red or Red James. I don't know. It's definitely somebody with some high-tech glasses on. Looks just like Red James though. But yes, this was on their looks like they have Lucha Navidad, and I think this is their first episode or their first event. So if you're in the Western Kansas area, go check them out. Should be a good event, man. This is fun for them. I'm excited for Angel and Bruisador to start running shows. And speaking of which, you said Red James. He's been posting on the social media about getting his 100th match by the end of the year, and he has successfully booked his 100th match. So he at the end of this year, Red James is going to have 100 matches under his belt, and he'd only started. Wasn't it? I think it was mid 2022. So 100 matches in a year and a half. So
nice. I like it.
Not bad.
I like it. Hey, here we go. We're gonna end the night off with some New Breed Wrestling.
New Breed Wrestling. I don't have. Let me see if they posted their results. I do have the main event, and I have a graphic for that, but I kind of want to see if they've got what happened the rest of the night. Tyler Cooley, if he's in here, he could probably tell you what happened. He was live at the event.
At the New Breed event?
Yeah, I was in Sedalia, I believe. He was there. He witnessed it live. He had Derek Teeter on his show, Keeping It Cool with Tyler Cooley, about a week before the event. And then he's got we're going to talk about it. He's got the other man we're going to talk about on his show tomorrow night. Let's see. Do they have results? I can't remember if they posted results or not.
I forgot what I was going to say. Oh, I know what happened at the end, because Tyler Cooley messaged me that night and was like, "This scumbag."
Yeah, he was not happy.
No.
So I don't have. I don't think they posted their results. They've got a video post. That's just a promo, so it's not. They don't have their results up yet. They have. Go ahead.
Could you imagine? The fans, us fans of New Breed Wrestling, sitting in attendance, finally excited to see the end of Money Mike Pettis, only for Derek Neater to be like Spike, Derek Teeter, sorry, only for nothing Neater, Derek Teeter to turn around and be like, "Psych, gotcha. I'm keeping Money Mike Pettis." Yeah.
That's what happened, man. Derek Teeter is now a heel, joined Money Mike Pettis, who turned on Dr. Ison. So it was like I assume that would mean it's a double turn. So now Dr. Ison is now babyface. The real question is, first, why did Derek Teeter decide to align himself with Mike Pettis, besides the fact of those $100 bills he's holding up? I don't know. Other than that, what's going to happen with the tag team titles?
You think those $100 are real?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, the ones behind them, the one they're standing in front of, aren't real.
Well, yeah, I'm talking about the ones in his hands. You think those ones in his hands are real?
Well, yeah, man.
I don't know, man.
They don't call them money for nothing, man.
It's a bold strategy posting that picture with all them $100 bills when you know that New Breed runs in Missouri and the commission might see that.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. They don't have the technology. They don't have the technology to look on Facebook.
Yeah, fuck the commission. I'm sorry. I'm being negative. But go back to what I was saying. What's going to happen with the New Breed tag titles? Because now we've got a heel, Derek Teeter, and a baby face, Joe Helms.
Didn't they do that in WCW one time? I think they did. I think they did it with Sting and the Giant. They were tag team champs.
And the Giant went to the NWO?
Yeah, Giant went to NWO Black and White, and Sting was in NWO Black and Red. And I think they had a one-on-one match, and the winner got to keep the tag team titles and choose a partner of their choosing. And I think Sting won, and I think he chose Luger. I think.
I mean, it was either Luger or.
I think that's what they should do. They should do New Breed
one-on-one match.
Yep, New Breed. If you're listening, that's what I think. I think our friend Scott over at New Breed should make a match between Nothing Neater, Derek Teeter, and the Silverback Joe Helms, and put both titles on the line. Why not?
Ooh.
Put both titles on the line.
I don't hate it, man. I don't hate it.
Look at this. Steven Chambers in here.
Steven Chambers in the house, man.
Appreciate
you know,
it.
we need to get some resolution on that women's title situation too. That is yet to be resolved. They may have just retired the women's title for now. So I don't know. Maybe us bringing it up is just redundant. But that about does it, man. New Breed. I'm on their page. They do have another event, and we're gonna get into that here in a second. I don't want to jump too far ahead, but where are we at here? I have lost my spot. So we have upcoming events, guys. We already talked about December 2nd, HCW Wreck the Halls. That is a toy drive. We have not mentioned that, but that is a toy drive. If you guys want to donate when you get there to the Wichita.
Oh my God, dude.
What?
All these
Bro. So here's the thing. We've got an event this weekend on the 2nd. We have nothing, not a single event in our area that we cover next weekend. December 8th, 9th, and 10th. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, there's nothing going on next weekend. Now, somebody's going to correct me and say, yes, there is. But I went through all the companies that I couldn't find an event. The following weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 events happening in a 3-day span across our coverage area. So quickly, the rest of December, that closes out December, honestly. WrestleMax, now that's what I call wrestling. We're going to see Sue Young against Shaza McKenzie in a women's title match. Shaza is the women's champion there at WrestleMax. Sue Young getting her title match that she was promised for missing a couple events ago. I can't remember which one it was.
Yes.
Yes. Tri-States Wrestling doing a 2-night event, December 15th and 16th. Rumble for the Rescue. We're going to see Gary J, Shooter Shailin. There's going to be a Rumble that determines the number 1 contender for the U.S. Highway Championship. I think Gary J is taking on Franco Varga in the first night. I could be wrong on that, but Franco Varga obviously will be there. So go check out Tri-States. New Breed Wrestling, Deck the Hall. That's a Toys for Tots event. We just talked about that. Southwest Kansas Independent Lucha Libre in Garden City, Kansas on the 16th. Mid-States Wrestling, pulling a Tri-States 2-night event. First in Springfield on the 16th, and the very next night on the 17th, which is a Sunday, they're going to be in St. Joe.
Man.
Which is cool because, that St. Joe crowd, Tri-States, kind of ran in St. Joe, and they had a very, very good turnout. We talked to Dr. Ashton about that. So Mid-State's going to go up there and kind of tap into that market that is hungry for wrestling.
Yes. And we've kind of talked about like this Missouri thing too. Like I made a dig at the athletic commission. Despite the athletic commission, like Kansas City is different. Like down here in Kansas City, we have like right across Olathe, Overland Park. St. Joe kind of has it, but it's a little bit of a drive for St. Joe, I guess, depending on where you're at, right? Where you're at in St. Joe.
I don't know how big of a town. St. Joe's right on the edge of Kansas. You can literally drive 3 miles and you're going to be in Kansas.
Okay. That's crazy. I used to have a house up there and I used to go up there every day and I didn't know that. I thought there was a little.
The only reason why I know that's because one of my mechanics up in St. Joe lives in, I think it's Elwood, Kansas, and he lives 3 miles from Pepsi, and Pepsi's in St. Joe.
Yeah.
So anyway,
but
continue. Sorry.
You know what I mean? Yeah. The St. Joe area, just I don't know if it needs to be marketed like, hey, we're right across the border here in Kansas. Better. But like St. Joe. I said St. Louis earlier, didn't I? Fuck.
No, you didn't.
Oh, okay. St. Joe is like just what Josh said, hungry for wrestling. So any promotions out there that know the secret into tapping into marketing to the St. Joe crowd to go over to Kansas, definitely do so. Or if you want to deal with the commission, like Tri-States does and Mid-States does, then go to St. Joe because those people definitely need more wrestling. Less Yeah.
Let's go.
Less Ever's up there and more wrestling.
Yeah. Never a bad day to have more wrestling. So, what else, man? We got one more event.
No, we've got 3 more. No.
Well, just in December. I was going to close out December.
Okay. Glory Pro, December to remember. Ethan Page and Effie will be there. So,
yeah,
definitely a good way to close out there. That's all I got, brother.
What do we got? When's our next show? We're off next week. Taking the week off. We're going back to our bi-weekly schedule, but we got one more I-70 Hot Tag live show for 2024 or 2023. Sorry.
Yeah, it's going to be Thursday, December 14th, with our first 3-time guest.
3-time.
Mr. Ray Leon, for whatever reason, is coming on our show for a 3rd time. So,
you know, I don't know who books this shit.
Yep. He's probably going to come on here and whine and cry about how he lost the KWA tag team titles. That's what he's gonna come on here and do.
He's gonna play the blame game, right? And
yep.
So excited for that. We all so that's gonna close out the 2023 for the live standpoint for the hot tag. We'll have something special. We're gonna release to you guys. That's what's the date? I'm gonna pull up the calendar here real quick. That Thursday the 21st. So we will have a special hot tag release on that day. It will not be a live stream. Just kind of recapping 2023. So be sure we'll go live as like we're going tonight. So we'll release it at the same time. It'll be like a live stream, but it'll all be pre-recorded. 14th, Ray Leon live. 21st, year-end recap. And then we will not see you guys again after that until sometime in 2024 when we start getting things ramped up again. So that's all I got, sir. You got anything else? All right. Nothing.
Zip.
Zilch. Nada. Where are we at here? There we go. Okay. All right. Closes out, sir.
Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Chase. This is my friend Josh, the real Josh Elliott. And this has been episode 79 of the I-70 Hot Tag. Have a good night.
Bye.